once again to the Blueprints. This is Canada's Conservative Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Schmale, Member of Parliament for Haliburton, Kawartha Lakes, Brock, with new content for you every single Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this program. I guarantee you it's a message you're probably not hearing about in the mainstream media. So today's show consists of auto theft. It's on the rise. 34% it's up since 2015. In Toronto alone, up 300%. That is absolutely incredible. To talk about this and much, much more, we have Jasraj Halan, the Member of Parliament for Calgary Forest Lawn, also the Member of Parliament, the critic for Finance. Thanks very much for joining us.
Hey, Jamie, thanks for having me on here again.
Always a pleasure. It's great to have you back, and you're always a fan favorite. You're mine, anyway. You're my favorite.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, auto theft. It's up a whopping 34% right across Canada since 2015. Incredible numbers, especially when you look at Toronto. 300% it's up since 2015. Just incredible.
It's crazy to think that this happened since 2015. I mean, the Liberal government put out a scathing report on the Liberal government recently when they said since 2015, the thefts are up 300% in Toronto alone. This is a scathing report by themselves on this Prime Minister. And we all know that in 2015, Justin Trudeau became Prime Minister. And why did these auto thefts go up and crime in general, violent crime? It's because of their soft on crime, bail policies that they've implemented, like Bill C-75 and Bill C-5, that lets repeat offenders keep offending. And so with that, what I've seen is Canada's, for criminals, these criminals have never been freer or richer as they've been since Justin Trudeau took over.
It seems that a crime will be committed. Officers will respond. They'll, in some cases, when they arrest the individual they believe is guilty of that crime, by the time the paperwork's dry or not even dry, the criminals are back on the street to recommit again. We've seen the figures in Vancouver where a very small amount of repeat offenders were responsible for the vast majority of crime. It is this revolving door that seems to be the problem, and the Liberals' inability to actually deal with it.
It wasn't just the inability. It's actually those two bills that they put forward that's letting this happen over and over again. It's basically given a free get-out-of-jail card to these repeat offenders because of those two bills. They've reduced the mandatory. They've gotten rid of mandatory minimums that are much needed. If we compare the previous common sense Conservative government compared to now, violent crime is actually down. And it seems like the Liberals are mad that we did it for less cost than they did it for, and crime actually went down. Whereas under them, they're spending more money, but crime just keeps going up because it pays to do crime these days under Justin Trudeau. And it's not just car thefts, Jamie. If you look at the money laundering that's happening in Canada, we've become a safe haven because of these relaxed policies. And people are under this, car theft is just one part of that money laundering that's happening right now. Literally, there's families who moved here, like my family. We came here for the Canadian dream. People living here look for that Canadian dream that once this country stood on. But now, a part of that Canadian dream used to be a safe environment for you and your family. That's one part of the Canadian dream. And after 8 years of Justin Trudeau with the support of Jagmeet Singh and the NDP, that dream has turned into a nightmare where literally people are afraid to walk down the street. You can't park your car anywhere without thinking, it might get stolen just because of these repeat offenders that literally, like you said, they get jailed in the morning, they're out by the afternoon. And, I'm hearing from some lawyers, it's become a joke now, where some of the criminals say, I need a warm place to sleep tonight and a warm meal. Just leave me in jail if you can, just for another day or so. So don't bail me out. It's just become a joke. I'll get out in the morning. And that's Justin Trudeau's Canada after 8 years.
I was just in Vancouver last week for the announcement of the First Nations resource charge with our leader. And when I checked into the hotel, there was a big sign right when you check in. I didn't have a card, but I should have took a picture because it was absolutely incredible. The first time I've seen something like this, where it basically said, in the hotel's lot, please remove all valuables, either altogether or out of sight, because the rate of car thefts has just been astronomical out of that hotel's own parking lot. And this is in a decent area of Vancouver. It was in the downtown, and if the hotels themselves are having trouble policing their own lots, I can just imagine what everyday Canadians are dealing with.
Absolutely. Look, there's a hotel in Brampton that's offering anyone who stays there one of those, those things that lock the bars that you lock your steering wheel with.
Yes.
They literally offer it to them if you're parking your car there, because that's how bad crime has gotten after 8 years of this Liberal NDP government. No one is taking this Prime Minister seriously, and no one is taking our jail system seriously, because Justin Trudeau has broken our bail system. Under a common sense Conservative government, we have a clear plan to help fix some of these problems that are there. Like, for instance, we want to help stop the export of these cars, because we know the Port of Montreal has turned into a parking lot now of stolen vehicles. Less than 1% of vehicles actually get scanned. So for us to be able to improve that, what we need to do is we need to get more scanners there. That's one part of our common sense Conservative plan. We're going to hire 75 more CBSA officers, so that not just for the export of our vehicles and other things, but also to scan for import of drugs and of handguns and other guns that are illegal. The guns that are actually being used to commit most of these crimes, not for our law-abiding, permitted and fully vetted gun owners. This approach that Justin Trudeau has taken is completely woke, and it's turned Canada into a joke. And Canadians are going broke because of all of this stuff, because all this crime keeps going up. People's stuff keeps getting stolen. Also, for repeat offenders, we need to make sure that they stay in jail, not bail. So as our leader always says, jail, not bail, jail, not bail. And what does that mean? That we need to make sure that repeat offenders, so if you commit 3 crimes, you should get a minimum of 3 years for auto theft. When it comes to extortion, especially with a gun, can you believe, Jamie, that, GTA used to be a Grand Theft Auto used to be a game people used to play, or people still play this game, a video game. But Canada's reality today, after 8 years of Justin Trudeau, is Grand Theft Auto now. And these people who are committing these crimes will literally get house arrest for a crime with a gun, which means they commit these GTA-like crimes, Grand Theft Auto-like crimes, just to sit in their house, in the comfort of their home, to watch Netflix and play GTA, just to step out their door and commit another crime. That's 8 years of Justin Trudeau. We need to put a stop to that. We do have a common sense Conservative plan for the extortion that's happening, the auto theft crime, and we will be cracking down on bail reform finally, something that municipalities and law enforcement across this country keep asking for. But it's, again, this soft on crime, these bail policies that are failures by this Liberal NDP government that we have to reverse when we're in there.
Well, and one thing I'll get remarkably adequate producer Dan, super producer Nick is not here today, to cue up cut 1. We're going to run this clip. It's about 90 seconds. Hang with us. But the also point was brought up recently. The fact that auto theft is up 34% across Canada and 300% in the GTA, that means there's 300% more victims in the GTA and 34% more victims across Canada. Absolutely remarkable.
It's remarkable, but on top of that, we have to remember sometimes it's not just one victim. It's families that get terrorized. It's communities that get terrorized. There's a lot more that goes behind that sometimes numbers don't cover.
Okay, let's play cut 1.
Crime is way up. Violent crime is up 40% under this Prime Minister. And today he had his ministers hold a big press conference as their solution. And in it, they put out a press release that said, and I quote, "In 2022, approximately 9,600 vehicles were stolen in the Toronto area alone, representing a 300% increase since 2015. End quote. Wow. What happened in 2015?
What happened?
I know, he happened, Mr. Speaker. How can we make him unhappen and stop the crime?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, in 2015, Stephen Harper presented a budget that had slashed funds for policing, slashed funds for CBSA officers, slashed funding for Veterans Affairs Services, and we were there to clean up the mess, to cut taxes for the wealthiest 1%, lower them for the middle class, to support families, to start moving forward on gun control in real ways while the Conservatives cozy up to the American gun lobbies. We've continued to step up and keeping Canadians safe. Let them bring assault weapons back to our streets. We'll keep Canadians safe.
the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Wow, is he ever losing control of himself? Oh my goodness. Screaming and hollering like that. Mr. Speaker, it's his press release that says that in Toronto, auto thefts are up 300% since he took office.
Clean up the mess, says Justin Trudeau. He's doing a fine job of that. Auto thefts up, crimes up. He also talked about assault weapons being on the street. What is he talking about? They haven't been legal for decades. Like, what is he talking about? And even he can't even describe what an assault weapon is. We don't want to get into that, but what is he talking about?
He's absolutely distracting and dividing like he always does to take away from his failed record, the economic record on the crime that's gone up across this country. Housing costs have doubled, mortgages, rents have doubled. You see the price of groceries and him quadrupling the carbon tax. He wants to distract people away from that and put this fear into Canadians. Again, I think he's mad because the Conservatives spent less and actually brought down crime. And can you believe that when Stephen Harper took over in 2006, there was actually around 12,000 CBSA officers. And at the end of Prime Minister Stephen Harper's term, there was around 14,000. They actually increased, and we did it for less money. And on top of that, violent crime was down, auto thefts were down. Justin Trudeau, I think he's just mad that they spent so much money, but nothing happened, just like every other department.
Every other file.
That's why everything feels like it's broken in Canada.
Absolutely. I want to get to cut 2 here, so we'll ask Dan to cue up cut 2, because it actually gets into my next point. So let's play cut 2, and we'll have a quick discussion.
These car thieves have no gratitude. Here the Justice Minister is letting them out of jail for stealing cars. You'd think that they would show him some courtesy in exchange, but instead they keep stealing his car. It's unbelievable. I would have thought that they would have been grateful to this Justice Minister for him letting them out of prison within hours of their arrest. But no, they are stealing his car too. And that is life after just 8 years of Justin Trudeau. Everybody is at risk now. We didn't have these stories before Trudeau. He has caused an explosion in car theft. And good news is that life wasn't like this before Trudeau, and it won't be like this after he's gone. Under the previous common sense Conservative government, we cut car theft by half.
I think that's a great message. But the overall point is, so the Justice Minister of Canada had his car stolen, I believe the article had 3 times. So there doesn't seem to be that much urgency, because in the government scheme of thing, well, the government just has insurance and they replace the car, or they buy a new car outright. Maybe they don't go through insurance, doesn't matter. But at the same time, if you're in the GTA, you have your car stolen once, twice, maybe even 3 times. The insurance company gets rid of you, right? The first time they might let you go, probably with a warning. Second time, they probably might even cut you off and say, that's it, no more. Or your insurance skyrockets, right? So again, it doesn't affect the governing class. So the Liberals do not have to actually live with the results of their horrible policy, just the rest of the people.
Absolutely. Look, the irony behind this whole thing is incredible. And you're saying that they're not acting with urgency. While they're holding this summit, doesn't that show some type of urgency?
Yes, they're convening again. Always with the convening.
And maybe a harshly worded letter to the criminals might come out of that. So a stern letter. Yes. But again, it's the irony behind this whole thing. And by the way, the Justice Minister recently had to apologize for swearing at our leader in question period, just because, once again, I think they're really mad that we spent less and got better results than they did. But when we look at some of these clips that are coming out, these families, these businesses are being terrorized. There's businesses in my riding who have to hire more cost to hire security guards at whatever businesses that they have. The amount of crime that's increased under Justin Trudeau, because there's no consequences.
That's right.
There's no more consequences. He's taking those away. Just like Justin Trudeau thought that there would be no consequences with all the spending he did. It's Canadians that always are suffering and are the consequence to his failures, whether it's on the economy or it's on crime. He's completely failed Canadians and put us in this state of fear all the time that we see Canadians, families, that I hear about all the time, I'm sure you do too, about just the fear in people. And even here in Ottawa, where we are today, it's up 100%, the auto theft crime. It's incredible that even in our capital, it's up that much. But again, it's because of the policies, the failure by this Liberal NDP government, and their woke policies that have let criminals off over and over again.
Yeah, it's absolutely a shame, especially when regular people are suffering the consequences. Life is already hard enough to get by as it is. Next thing you know, your insurance company cuts you off or says we're going to double your rates because your car keeps getting stolen. Well, that's no fault of the individual. It's the government with their ridiculous policies and their absolute disdain for the people to actually fix it. And again, they convene, but as the saying goes, it's never the government that starves, just the people, right?
And again, to your point, taxes are up, auto thefts are up, which means your auto insurance is up. Everything is up, all in the wrong categories. And there's only one person that's responsible for all of that. That's Justin Trudeau. His complete failure to Canadians to govern, to lead this country down a proper path, has left Canadians with the worst consequences and the worst outcomes Canadians could have ever thought, ever in the history of this country. He's spent so much to deliver so little, and he's turned this country into a nightmare. I talk about the Canadian dream a lot because my family came here for that, like many others. And now, because of this nightmare people are living in, high cost of living, high car thefts, high violent crime, people are turning around and leaving Canada. They're finding a new home that's outside of Canada after 8 years of Justin Trudeau.
It's interesting you said that. We're running pretty much at limit on time, but it's interesting you said that about the violent crime. I just saw a headline as I was coming into the studio to record this program. It was from the Toronto Star, if you can believe it. Basically, the headline was about home invasions on the rise and how to protect yourselves. When in Canada did you expect that to happen? As you know, the guests always have the last word. Jazz, the floor is yours.
Jamie, thank you as always. You're an absolute rock star with everything that you're doing. I'm honored to be on here again. Look, a common sense conservative government under Prime Minister Pierre Poilievre will do 4 things to help Canadians, whether it's the cost of living or this rise in crime that we see. We're going to axe the tax, we're going to build the homes, we're going to fix the budget, and we're going to stop the crime. That's what our common sense plan is, and we're going to bring it home.
Jazz Shalan, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. Member of Parliament for Calgary Forest Lawn, also the critic for finance. We appreciate your time as well. Don't forget, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this program. There are eyes and ears that need to see and hear the message getting out. We need your help to do that. Tell your friends they can also download it on platforms like CastBox, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. New content for you every single Tuesday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Until next week, remember, low taxes, less government, more freedom. That's the blueprint.
Hear, hear.